Is this thing that I get sometimes from clients, which is okay. You guys saying that a part of your advice engagement is good and be creative and whatnot. But me, I'm selling maybe animal feeds. So the person is asking, how creative can I be to make animal feeds attractive? Or I'm a pharmaceutical.
So I think one thing, first of all, we need to agree is uh, uh, content that is not boring doesn't mean that it's funny. It just means that it is helpful to my user. Like for example, if I'm
Mhm.
dealing with pharmaceuticals, my audience is not my audience are not coming here to laugh. They're
So
coming here to
you're
be
saying
assisted.
info
So my
engaging is not
yes,
funny, not necessarily funny.
yes. So
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Marketing Matters podcast. Here we talk about marketing strategy, digital trends, tech news, and anything in between. I'm your host, Steve Atema.
Matema Victoria.
Yes. So you're a new business, and you're a new business, or you're an existing business that is struggling to grow its market share. It's struggling to grow its brand on the online space, and you're curious what can you do to change things for yourself. Now, that's what we want to talk about today. We're talking about marketing for small businesses, and specifically,
Okay.
we shall be talking about digital marketing. And why digital marketing? Because digital marketing is where any business, whether large or small, can maximize the resources they have for the limited resources they have for maximum gain. So Vicky, let's just dive in without even further without wasting much time. And
Yeah.
I would like you to just start us off by telling us how can a small business owner who is trying to grow, especially their sales on the online space, start first navigating this complicated path of digital marketing. They could just be a brand that maybe has been doing well on the offline side, but when they came to the digital space, they have really struggled to maybe convert sales as well as even just grow their social media following. So how would you say that they can any small business can start navigating this path in the especially the digital marketing space?
Yeah, thank you so much, Steve. Yeah, that was a very good introduction. We are majorly going to focus on how small businesses can be able to grow or to market on the digital space. And when you talk about the digital space, we are just talking about the different online platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok. How can you effectively reach a wider audience, communicate with your customers, and eventually make more sales? And we are going to focus on five major steps or uh, five major steps in which we can ensure that you reach that wider audience. And I'll just go ahead and start us off. The first one is strategy. I think this is something that we have really emphasized when you're working on digital space or anytime you're creating content on the social media platform. You have always emphasized that you need to have a strategy, and each platform needs a strategy. Of course, you can create one. If you're a small business, you can create one strategy that fits all, because there are a number of factors that you look at when you're creating the strategy. So we'll just give you a brief. Of course, this is a very wide topic, but we'll just give you a brief that I'm sure if you're to use it, you'll be able to kickstart your business on the social media platform. Now, there are five questions that you'll ask yourself when you're creating a strategy. We have You'll have to ask yourself, which platform am I going to use? Why am I considering this platform? Am I going to use Facebook? Am I going to use Instagram? Am I going to use YouTube? So you'll have to think of which platform that is best suitable for me. Like what am I going to put on, which content am I going to put on this platform to guide me on which platform to put to work with. Then the second question you'll ask yourself when you're creating a strategy is, who's my target audience? Look around and look at your product, as in who am I going to target? Am I targeting young people? Am I targeting female female or male? Am I targeting people within a certain location or geographical reach? Who is my target audience? It begins with identify the different basics that will help you reach your audience to ensure that you get value for your money. Yeah, so you need to identify your target audience, know who your audience is. And again, do you know you can have this one audience who he goes to YouTube to watch videos that are educative, but when it comes to Facebook, he's coming to look for products like maybe handbags or shoes. So you just need to identify that target audience. Then the third question you'll ask yourself is, what message am I going to put on this platform? What am I going to share on this platform? Am I going to write articles? Am I going to put educative content? Am I going to be an entertainer? Like, am I going to put entertaining content? So am I going to just share my the products that I'm selling, and how am I going to share the products on this platform? So you need to ask yourself, what brand message am I going to? What is my language? Am I going to be uh, encouraging people to buy my product because it's beneficial to them? Am I going, what's the message that am I going to put to my audience? Then the fourth question you'll ask is, what content works best on this platform? This, am I, if it's TikTok, what content would work best on this platform? If it's Facebook, what content would work best on this platform? Then lastly, how can I make this content unique? What differentiates my product from my competitor to make this content unique? Like, when someone sees me, he doesn't look at my competitor and see that we are on the same level. So the first and major thing that you'll need to have and come up with is strategy. And strategy requires you to do a lot of research. It requires you to take time, search your competitors, search your product, search what is around you, for you to be able to come up with a strategy that will make sense and eventually make you create grow your audience on the social media platform, and of course immediately create more sales. I don't know what you have
No,
to
I
say
hear
on
what you're
strategy.
saying. So you're saying that the before you get you even start creating a page, or you start activating that page and growing your audience, you first have to have a strategy. And from what I gather, your strategy covers a lot of things. It can be the content you're going to share. It can be the product and how you're going to present your product. What is your differentiating factor? How you're going to communicate this product? What mode of communication are you going to use? Video, audio, visual? It can also be, who is your audience. If you fully understand your audience, in my view, that is usually the most important thing to understand. That if when you know your audience, then even it will flow in terms of how you communicate with them, what you tell them, how you differentiate your product and whatnot. But there is also something that I think is also important in the strategy side, Vicky, which is, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve with these platforms that you're on? It could be that you just want to grow your brand, your online brand, via social media. So that goal can also dictate how you shall be running your advertising campaigns, and even whether you shall be running an advertising campaign. And having a clear goal for that platform, I think, is also something that a business, or even a person who is trying to grow their brand online, needs to seriously consider. And the goal can be different for different platforms. Your goal on LinkedIn can be maybe just to generate leads. Your goal on Instagram might be just to push a particular product, so that when people interact with your different social media platforms, while the messaging can almost be the same, they get a different vibe. Because, like you said, some people interact with different social media platforms differently. So you want to be in the vibe of that platform. You don't want to be sharing a lot of word content on IG, or a lot of motivational stuff on those platforms that require TikTok, that require video format. So you want to tweak your product, your messaging, specifically, to align with the with the different social media platforms. So yeah, that is an important bit on the strategy. I just wanted to add on the bit about the goals, as well as try to clarify to the businesses and small businesses and brands, even big ones that are still not yet well versed with how to align their digital footprint in the manner that is supposed to work for them as a business. But yeah, what next? What other thing that after
Yeah.
I have come up with a strategy, what next?
Yeah, true. Goal is very, it is true. Goal is one of also something that is very major when you're creating a strategy. Now, the second one is be consistent. This is something that sometimes we just talk about, but it's like a cliche, or what to say. What people say, as in it's so obvious. It seems so obvious, but it is not obvious practically. Like being consistent on the content that you're going to share, being consistent on the platform you're going to use, what is your brand image, the message that you put on these different social media platforms should be consistent. Like anytime someone thinks about you as a business or as a brand, they're able to identify you with that message that you put on the platform. Like for me personally, anytime I want, when any stranger sees me and he has seen me on all these platforms, he is able to identify me as a digital strategist or a digital marketer or someone who does something in the digital space. And that is what I've been consistent on all these platforms. So how consistent are you? You need to have a calendar. Think, when anytime you want to create content, ensure that you have a calendar that works for you. If you're going to create content, how many times are you going to put that content on these platforms? Are you going to do it once a day? Are you going to do 3 times a day? At least ensure that you have consistency. When you have a plan and you know that I'm going to do once a day on this platform, then it allows you to be able to plan ahead and know, to ensure that you're consistent. You plan ahead and at least have content in advance. Then, of course, as I've just mentioned, the message that you put on this platform, the hashtags that you even use, the images or the brand that you put. If you're doing videos, how consistent are you in the message that you put on this platform? So that is something that is very major. That seems cliche, but it's something that is very difficult. Of course, once in a while you might find that you sleep a bit. Maybe you are doing once every day and then maybe one day you miss. That is not a crime. But when you have that plan that you are consistent, even if you miss one, it will not harm you as much as if you didn't have a plan. So you just decide, today I'm putting content, tomorrow I'm not putting content. Because
Yeah.
again, these social media platforms, they have that remembrance. Like they seem to understand, or they seem to learn your page on how consistent you are. Because every time you do that maybe you're doing every day you're putting a content, the social media platform understands, and even your audience, they come to realize that this person at this time, I'll receive content from this person or this business. So that ensures that you're able to get more views, you're able to get people who are looking forward to your content, and therefore eventually growing your engagement and also growing your platform. I don't know what you will say
My
about
question
consistency.
on the hashtags, how effective are hashtags?
Yeah, hashtags are very important, but it depends on the different platforms. Hashtags work well currently with TikTok and Instagram, because and even I think even X, because people search topics on these platforms, and when they search topics on these platforms, the hashtags that you use also play a big role for you to be able to get people who are searching that content. And like Facebook, someone will just go and scroll through to get the information. They Most of the time, most of the users that you see on Facebook, they don't do search. But when you look at Instagram, when you look at TikTok, most of the time you find them, people using topics or hashtags to search for specific information. So when
So
they
give me an
search for
example
that,
of a good hashtag, because I find people plugging, like say, there is a hashtag the other day when we were having protests in Kenya, where Occupy Parliament, and you would still see businesses tag using
Yes.
hashtag Occupy Parliament to plug their business. I don't know if that is the type of hashtag that we're trying to promote, or
Now,
how do you, as a business, make your hashtag relevant for you?
Now we have different hashtags that you use. There are hashtags that are general, like for example, hashtag Monday moods. Those are general hashtags. We have hashtags that are brand related. Like for example, if I'm to do content, I'll put hashtags that are brand related. Like I'll put hashtag digital marketing, hashtag social media. Those are brand related. Then we have hashtags that reach a certain audience. Like for example, if I'm selling and I'm doing content and my audience is maybe newborn or expectant mothers, my hashtag will be expectant mothers. So those are different hashtags. Then there are hashtags that are trendy hashtags. Now all these hashtags are important for your business, but you'll use them differently on different content that you use, and on different, depending on how you've planned your content. Now we have hashtags that are trendy, like the one you was talking about, hashtag maandamano. Now hashtags that are brand related, topic related, or audience related, you can use them on any content, because you want to reach a specific audience, or you want people who are searching that topic to be able to get you. But hashtag that are trendy, you can use them even as a business. But even as you use them as a business, you need to find ways of how you create your content to fit that the hashtag that you've put. Like you just don't put hashtag mandamano and you've just put a product. You need to find how is your content almost related to the hashtag maandamano. I think you've seen content creators trying to create content that is not directly talking about the maandamano, but when you look at it clearly, it's like it's almost related. So you need to have your content aligned with that hashtag. You just don't sell your products on the hashtag, because sometimes it's like you're distracting the audience on what they're searching. But when you put something that is related to what you're doing, then it's very easy for that your audience to stop and pause to see what you've shared, and therefore when they see what you have shared, they can be convinced to buy from you. I don't know if you
So my
got me there.
understanding is hash use hash, especially those you call them general hashtags or trending hashtags.
Yes, yes, trendy.
Use them sparingly, but most
Yes,
importantly, relevance in your hashtags. Your hashtag has to
yes,
be relevant with whatever you're trying to.
yes.
Yeah, you had talked about
Yeah.
consistency, and what I can add is consistency is very important, and it's important in a lot of things in life. But in digital marketing, consistency has to also be backed up by creativity. Consistency has to be backed up by creativity and the quality of your post, or of your output. So while it is good to post every day or twice a day, sometimes you can find that there's a brand you've been following that has consistently posts, but if you don't see improvement as a user on that platform or on that brand, usually it also puts you off. So as people, I would say in your first 6 months, focus on consistency, but then don't be stuck on consistency alone. Then work on improving the quality of your content. If you're doing posts, inculcate some creativity so that you can also be also in sync with what is happening, because sometimes you can have a consistent plan, and this is where sometimes I fault people who have a who persistently stick with the content plan. So they're like, today we're going to talk about how to sell, maybe how to breastfeed women, or how women should breastfeed as part of your content. Maybe you're selling pampers, but then in that day maybe you realize, something has happened in the space of women that would have you would have capitalized on if you talked about, maybe there's something about there's a disease affecting kids, and maybe you should have talked about it, but you keep on insisting talking about how to breastfeed children, when the conversation around you is about maybe children having some disease, maybe from whatever it can be. So always have consistency, but as you grow as in your brand, focus more on creativity as well as relevance content with what is happening around your community. And of course, this is where now when we talked about that thing about understanding your audience comes from, because the country can be talking about something totally different, but your audience is fixated on this other thing. So instead of talking about maybe maandamano, your audience maybe has a problem with kids maybe having ailments. So if you are in tune with your audience or community, and maybe we can have a conversation later, Vicky, about community building, but then it allows you to be relevant to that audience. So creativity, consistency should be backed up by creativity, as well as in terms of the quality of output. Do graphics that
Yeah.
are attractive, do videos that are professionally done. You don't have to start to be perfect at the end, but let your audience see improvement in your output as they continue following you, because then it grows their loyalty, because they also psychologically start thinking this brand is doing better and better by the day. But if they don't see improvement, then they also get bored. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think you are just in line with my third point, which was creating engaging content or interesting content. You need to
Yeah.
create content that at least will not, like, just don't do one content over and over again. Like, you need to think of how creative can your content be able to attract more users or to reach your audience. Are you creating educative content? Now, when you're creating educative content, are you only just talking, or sometimes do you put what the how to's? Are you going to show how you're doing it for it to be to look a bit engaging? Are you putting are you making the, as in, are you putting words in your screen as you're sharing the content? Are you showing other images or other videos? Like, make your content a bit engaging and interesting. Use different ways to engage with your content. If you're using images, is your graphics of high quality, just as you've mentioned? If you're using videos, are you doing videos that are too long and boring, or are you doing videos that at least are short but are still engaging? When you're what is your introduction? What, as in, think about different things that you can do to ensure that your content reaches the different audiences. Are you using gifs? Are you using images that are a bit are related to what you're talking about? If you have a good like, maybe you're selling products and you have staff, you're working with staff, then are you using staff to also grow your social media platforms by them posting what you're selling in different ways? Are you talking about the behind the scenes? Think about the different content that you can be able to use to attract your
Your
content. If you're
audience.
good at storytelling, talk about give stories, talk about different stories. If you're good at trends, talk about the trends that are happening. This will really help you to grow your audience.
On there's this thing that I get sometimes from clients, which is, okay, you guys saying that a part of your advice engagement is good and be creative and whatnot, but me, I'm selling maybe animal feeds. So the person is asking, how creative can I be to make animal feeds attractive? Or I'm a pharmaceutical company selling paracetamol. How do I make my audience? Because sometimes clients think because their product is quote unquote boring, it is hard for them to come up with trending topics, or not trending topics but trending videos. And how would you react to that, Vicky? How do I make my
So
boring brand and resonate with the masses?
okay, so I think one thing, first of all, we need to agree is uh, content that is not boring doesn't mean that it's funny. It just means that it is helpful to my user. Like, for example, if I'm
Mhm.
dealing with pharmaceuticals, my audience is not my audience are not coming here to laugh. They're coming here to
You're
be
saying
assisted.
info
So my
engaging is not
yes,
funny, it's not necessarily funny,
yes. So the
or is not
content
equal
that
to funny.
I'm sharing,
Mm.
yes. So the content that I'm sharing um, is not content to make you laugh, but it's content that
Mm.
is beneficial to you. For example, I'll talk
Educative.
about the do's and don'ts when you're taking medicine. I know there are people who are, I'm also a victim. There are people who are very fast at going to pharmacies to buy medicine before even, as in we prescribe.
Self-medication.
Yeah, self medication, so
Mhm.
if I'm dealing with I'm a pharmacist and I'm selling medicines, then those are the things that I'll talk about. As much as I'm selling that, I'll talk about like self
Mhm.
medicating myself, the dangers sometimes of self medicating, the dangers of taking a prescription over and beyond, overdosing yourself. So such kind of
Mhm.
information
You
is
can even do
beneficial to
content
me.
like for somebody, maybe you are a pharmacist, and you have a drug that moves very fast, but in these
Yeah.
drugs maybe you, because again remember social media is also allowing you to sell, so you can maybe say
Mhm.
assuming you are selling maramojas and they go like that is like your hot cake. You can even do
Mm.
a thread about why maramoja is the most effective drug and what makes
Yeah,
Maramoja different from maybe Panadol and whatnot. Not. So you are
true.
educating guys, but you're also continuing to push that product subtly
Yes.
through your educative post. Yeah, that is
Yeah,
very.
even giving information on how you can prevent such some kinds of diseases. Sometimes you're just having a headache continuously, and because you didn't take water, so you see such kind of content is beneficial to me as a user who can buy
Mm,
a product from a pharmaceutical. So it doesn't need to be funny, it just needs to be
mm.
helpful.
To be
Yeah.
engaging. So engagement is not
Yes.
equal to funny. So don't
Yes.
over simplify your brand for the trying to look for laughs, because sometimes that might also
Yes.
push audiences from a serious brand. Okay, carry on, Vicky.
Yes.
I don't know if we are coming. You
Yes.
have another one or yes.
So the fourth one
Mm,
is also simple. It's just what we have talked about is engagement, ensuring that we engage with our followers. Like now, we will tell you that if you have watched this video up to this end, I would request that you can like our video, share with your friends for them to also continue getting this valuable content. Engaging with your followers is very important to build a community. Sometimes we ignore that someone will just come in, watch the video, and subscribe automatically. No, we need to let them know that or remind them. I've watched many videos until someone mentioned that if you like this content, subscribe. Then I realized, you mean I've never been a subscriber? No, so it's not that you're pushing people to follow you, but it's more like a reminder to help them realize what they can do to support. They can like your content, they can comment, they can share with you. So as you tell them to engage with your content, also you create engaging content that is engaging to them. Like for example, if you can create polls that will help people engage with you by maybe you're telling them, they state if they like this content or this, so they'll either give a yes or no. So you're making them engage with your content, or you're giving them something that will make them comment or will make them like the information that you've shared. So just ensure that even as you create your content, you ensure that it's engaging. Yes. And then the last one is you track your metrics. You can't be doing social media or creating content on the platform and you're not tracking what is working and what is not. It's very important. This is we have talked about many times. It's very important for you to track what is working. Are people liking my content? Are people sharing my content? Are people watching my content to the very end, or are they watching to 25 or 50%? What are they talking about on the comment section? Are they agreeing with what I'm saying? Are they disagreeing with what I'm saying? Are they recommending other things that I need to do? So ensure that you get the different metrics. Are they, even as if your part of your strategy is also to advertise on this platform? So you look at the different metrics. Are people clicking to on the advert? Are they coming to the leads? Are you generating more leads with the adverts that you create? In the leads that you're getting, are you getting conversions? Why are you not getting conversions? So looking at the different metrics will help you know what to improve, what to work on, what to stop doing, and therefore as you improve on that, you'll be able to generate more sales and eventually grow your engagement.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
what you
true,
have to say to
especially on the
that.
analytics bit.
Yeah, I think you have. You've just mentioned what I also wanted to mention as we are concluding about the organic and paid. You need to balance. You need to be able to balance organic and paid. You can't only depend on organic, especially if you're a business, unless you're marketing on social media using your personal profile. But if you're using a business page, then at least you need to balance between organic and paid. Otherwise, that is it for us. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, remember to like, share, subscribe, and click on the notification button for you to be able to get reminders anytime we put videos on the platform. But that is it for me. Bye.